Okay, we're here with the Amazing People series. A dear friend, Dean Navaab, like other people that I like to interview for the Amazing People series, I try to choose people, whether they're all celebrities to me, but some of them are musicians, recording artists, public speakers, political leaders. Well, in this case, I want to interview someone and introduce someone to the community, someone is successful not only in life, but also in business and sales, and they're successful in health. This gentleman, he sells hundreds of thousands of dollars of fitness equipment from the largest warehouse in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Actually, the largest warehouse in the Midwest, about 92,000 square feet of the best fitness equipment with big names like Star Trek and Precor and Cybex and Life Fitness and much more. But he's also someone that I decided to interview because of his passion in addition to his success. So welcome to the show, Dean Navaab. How you doing, man?
Good, Brand. How are you, bud?
I'm doing good. It's always good seeing you. We always have a great time, whenever we get together. Some of you may have recognized Dean's voice from the videos, the many YouTube videos. If you go to YouTube.com and type in commercial fitness concepts, you're going to see a ton of videos from this guy, Dean Navaab. Or you just Google the name Commercial Fitness Concepts. You'll see in the images a lot of images of Dean Navaab. The guy is fit, he's funny, he's passionate, he's got a heart of gold. But there's other businesses out there that you're not sure that the salesperson actually uses the fitness equipment, so you can't
That's right.
You can't. But this guy, he lives what he talks, and he uses his equipment. I'm most impressed with his heart for people. So again, Dean, welcome to the show.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm glad you're having me. There's a lot of people. You guys, you sell to gyms all over the country. You install Gold's gyms all over the country, and that's not the only, of course. And you jumped into this deal a little bit over 10 years ago,
right?
And it became wildly successful. I really want people to know who you are as we move into why they need to call you.
Okay.
But first off, how did you get started, man, in fitness, period?
Man, I've been passionate about fitness since I was probably about 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
I remember a guy, his name was Chris. I couldn't even tell you his last name. He gave me a cheap set of those concrete dumbbells and plates with the old DP concrete bars, and I think it was 12 years old, and man, I was hooked.
Wow.
I started working out, religiously, back then, and I can tell you, my whole life, even people that run into me now and they see that I'm still in shape, they're like, man, I can remember all the way back to when you were, in 8th grade,
wow,
lifting weights, and so
I saw a picture of you, man, when you're a lot younger, like a little Adonis, back then.
Yeah, that's back when I had a little bit less body fat.
It's all right. You just look good now. Well, Dean, your story is kind of a rags to riches story to a degree.
It is,
and you don't have to go to too much detail unless you want to. But again, you haven't changed. Some people, money brings out the best or money brings out the worst. But for you, what I hear you say a lot is how you want to bless people, how you want to benefit the community and inspire people. And you know what? It is impressive to sell literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fitness equipment when it's new. But you sell hundreds of thousands of dollars of fitness equipment when it's wholesale.
Right.
And I hear you. I've been on site. I've seen you in action. And it's just so nice to see people out there that can succeed in sales without ripping people off, especially when you're selling a product that is helping them better themselves. How did fitness better you?
Oh gosh, in so many ways. For the obvious reasons of feeling better about yourself, but self-confidence, feeling accomplishment. In fact, I heard something the other day about people that work out and, the people that are consistent about it. It's a feeling of getting something done, and that's what keeps me working out every day. And I don't like to miss a workout. It's kind of funny. And sometimes I should, because I work out so much that I don't give my body enough time to recover.
To recover.
and then I'll hit a wall, and I did the other day. I hit a wall. I was like, Dean, you need, one day I got some battle ropes and slam ball. So I added these 2 new routines the CrossFit routine to my typical routine.
Right.
And I got so excited about the battle ropes and the slam ball that, I was using it almost consecutively 3 or 4 days in a row. My body said no more. And I told you I went home from work and I hit a wall and I was going to work out and I tripped over my couch and I woke up 3 hours later. I knew that I had worked out too much and
for those who don't know what hitting a wall means, literally you went till you were exhausted
from work and exercising every day, and then of course how hard we work here at Commercial Fitness Concepts and what we got going on here all the time and how big the warehouse is. And
it really is amazing. During the show, I really encourage people to go to www.commercialfitnessconcepts.com, and it's www.commercialfitnessconcepts.com. And when you go to that site, it's a great site, by the way. When you go to the site, you'll see a lot of videos of Dean, and you'll see what I'm talking about. People, it's so funny, Dean, in media. I've been in television and radio and internet video, and so have you. You've been interviewed by Discover Tulsa, I believe. Yeah, Explore Tulsa. I'm sorry. Tulsa. Yeah, and that was such a great interview, and also that's on YouTube too. Explore Tulsa, Commercial Fitness Concepts on YouTube. But people think they know you, and they feel like they know you after seeing you on video because you're the same person, in person as you are on camera, which is one of the reasons why I wanted you to be on the show too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. But this day and age, of course, now what is your age?
I am 22. Why do you gotta ask that?
Well,
I'm in my mid-40s.
You're in your mid-40s, but I tell you what, you're in better shape than most guys in their 20s.
Honestly, I feel better now than I did 10 years ago.
Well, you know what? For those out there listening, if you're, I can't. I'm 45, and I can't believe they say that's middle age. You know what I mean?
No,
my oldest son talks about music. He says, back in ancient times, back in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about, man?
Right.
Those aren't the oldies.
Right.
But you know what, though? Seriously, in this day and age, it's really important with the competitive job market to look good and to feel good. And I see how you go all day long, hours and hours a day, in what you do in your profession. That's not even counting the other things that you do community-wise. The rate that I go, it's really important for me. I'm in pretty good shape, 45, but I want to get in better shape, though. What would you have to say to the people out there? Whether they join a gym or whether they just want to work out in their own home, how would you encourage them? In terms of taking their health into their own hands and starting to get in shape now.
Well, gosh, there's so many different ways you can do it. My thing is making it accessible.
Right.
That's the number one thing. I think we're real busy in our everyday lives that our number one excuse is that we don't have time. Okay.
Right.
So, here at Commercial Fitness Concepts, we sell a lot to residential customers and our commercial customers. From a residential standpoint, you have to take that investment. I'll give you an example. A busy mother of 3 young children.
Right.
She wants to get to the gym, and she wants to take the bull by the horns and get herself in shape. But she has a hard time getting to the gym. Doesn't want to put the kids in the area where they take care of the children. I can't think of it. What is it? The
daycare.
Daycare, right? So hence she can buy something and put it in her home. Right. I mean, there's so many different options now.
Right.
From being at my house now, people aren't going to go that far as what I've done with my home, where I've converted an entire area of my house to a gym. But you can get really, you don't really even need. Anybody knows that you don't even need $high equipment to work out. You can do anything. But you can get a spin bike here for a Commercial Fitness Concepts from $250 to $700.
Man, that's crazy.
A spin bike, you can burn 1,000 calories in an hour.
You can change your whole body with the spin bike.
With the spin bike.
A lot of people that do go to a gym. There's those who go to a gym and they say, man, I wish I could get this kind of gear at home. And they usually can't.
Yeah.
Because of the price. But you know what? Just 3.5 hours away from Mena, Arkansas, is the largest warehouse in the Midwest where you can get the best high-end equipment for a fraction of the cost. Sometimes the difference is what? A washcloth. Sometimes the difference between a couple $100 could be,
Yeah, if they want to just come out and hand pick something, I mean, the warehouse is so big and we have such large quantities of each individual unit.
Right.
Sometimes we get in 30 to 40 of the same treadmill, or you've seen it out there. We got, what do we got? 400 spin bikes?
Well, it's unbelievable. And again, when you listen to this interview, go to www.commercialfitnessconcepts.com. That's commercialfitnessconcepts.com. It'll blow you away. There's a cool intro to all the videos. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. It's a manly thing. Girls like it too. But you get a glimpse of all the great stuff out there. It's really exciting. I don't know about you, man, but I would encourage anybody, whether you have a gym that you need to update your equipment. You can help gyms who not only need to update their equipment, you can help them get new equipment and deal with their old equipment.
That's right. We help. We can buy equipment on the secondary market. You can buy it brand new, and if you have something that we can resell, we'll take it on trade-in.
I mean, you got people flying from all over, even from Vegas. Just come and spending the night and taking a look.
Absolutely, we got people flying in from all over the country. I mean, if you're in Hawaii and you want to fly here, pick out your equipment and put it on a container and ship it to you. We'll take care of you. Pick up at the airport, spend the whole afternoon with you, and if you want to get back on a plane and get back to work the next day, I'll get you back on a plane.
The holidays are coming, and there's a couple of things. Number one, during the holidays, people tend to put on the most amount of weight.
Right.
Me
too.
Oh, right. But also during the holidays, people tend to get the most depressed too. When you exercise and you take care of yourself, you're depressed a little less.
That's right.
Because the endorphins that it releases.
Hey, now let me tell you, that's the one thing, to get back to the first question you asked me, why people work out and what's a good reason to. Hey, man, you got so many people, doctors prescribing medications for, dopamine and serotonin levels. Exercise is the number one thing for getting yourself to feel better. Mm-hmm. It's a natural form of raising your dopamine levels and your serotonin or, whatever. If you're depressed, that's the number one thing you can do. I mean, get a punching bag to take out your anger.
Right.
And plus you get a good cardio workout. You can do a punching bag, or you can do a jump rope. I mean, you can make it very simple, and then you can get something really cool from what we have to offer here. Exercise is the best way to battle depression. I think it's the number one way.
And one of the main reasons that people don't go to a gym is they're embarrassed.
Yep.
Let's say that you're not the gym owner that needs great equipment and to have someone take out the old. Let's say that you're an individual. You know what? I got to get in shape. I can't depend on the healthcare system.
Right.
If you're a vet, you don't want to necessarily depend on that either. They got to take their health in their own hands. But they can easily. Come up. What's the average price for a brand new spin bike? A brand new
average price $400.
$400.
A brand new spin bike. I'm sorry. Average spin about $800.
So $800 for a brand new spin bike, but you could spend what, $20-$30 to drive to Tulsa,
right,
and pick up a spin bike for what, $250?
And you can get let me give you an example. A $1,400 brand new spin bike will run you $500 here. Okay, so that's 1/3 of it was brand new.
So wow. So basically, on a high end piece of equipment that's not going to break down as much.
Right.
And there's also some warranty, with Commercial Fitness Concepts.
Correct.
Because you don't just buy it and resell it. You refurbish it if you need to.
We'll do it 3 different ways. You can buy it as is, or we can buy it serviced and clean, which is a mild refurbishing process, which I encourage people to go to commercialfitness.com to see the informative videos that you and I have made, where it's very informative on the differences between serviced and clean and refurbished.
Right.
So as what I was about to mention is that you can buy it as is, serviced and clean, or refurbished. So you can buy it 3 different ways out here, and each way is a little bit more costly as the further you go up. However, we have such a large inventory of each individual unit.
And it changes.
And it changes, but you can come out here. Say if I have 30 treadmills and you drive here from Mena, Arkansas, and there's 30 units, chances are you're going to find one in mint condition. Chances are 70% of that whole lot is in good enough condition where you don't have to buy it refurbished.
So you could be sitting in Hatfield, you could be sitting in D Queen, you could be sitting in Mena, you could be in Inc., you can be anywhere in the Ouachitas, and you can drive for $20-$30. That's a round trip,
right?
Depending on your vehicle. Save about $500 loading up a high-end, warranted piece of equipment that's not going to break down anytime soon.
That's correct.
And actually start getting in shape, taking your health into your own hands.
Right, and especially if you're in a rural community where you don't even have a gym, you definitely need to get something at your house. I mean, I have friends that live in the Grand Lake area here in Oklahoma, and they've decided to move and live out there in the Grand Lake, and they've got themselves pretty much in the boonies now.
Right.
And they don't have an access to a gym, and I mean, they're living off of dirt roads, and their house is on the water. And I'm like, well, man, you need something out there. So I finally got my best friend encouraged to pick up a treadmill or something and build himself a little gym area out there, because he's out in the middle of nowhere. Everybody needs to exercise, and if you're not, and then you got winter, you got the weather. If it gets too cold, you can't get outside, and run through 6 inches of snow. You could. I guess there are people that do. Die-hard people.
If you're Rocky,
Yeah, that's right. If you're Bear, what's his name, Bear Burrows, the guy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I mean, there's people like them that'll exercise no matter what. They'll swim in the Arctic Ocean.
Yeah.
But there's other people that won't even go outside if it's too cold. So exercise. If my point is if you're out in rural parts of Arkansas and you need something at your house, this would be the place to come.
Well, you know what? You live what you talk, Dean. You before you were my friend, I saw your passion. I saw your sincerity. I saw how you are. You're like a computer. I mean, you know all about all these products, the brand names and stuff. When people call you, and we want to give them your phone number too. But on top of that, you're not just some guy that likes to work out. You're a mind, body, soul kind of person.
Yep,
You're balanced, and I love that, and I'm very happy to encourage people that if you're going to get in shape, and not only do you want to get a good deal and good equipment that's going to last for your home or for your gym, but you also want to work with people you can trust through the years. People that have a lot of product knowledge. On top of that, there's people who ask you to actually be their fitness coach because you're not just selling the equipment, you use it.
Absolutely.
And that's obvious too. But what's the best way for people to get in touch with you right now?
Best way to get in touch with me would be to, number one, you can visit our website,
commercialfitnessconcepts.com,
and you can dial the 800 number, which Brent is
855-294-3039.
Once again, Brent,
855-294-3039.
That's funny. Call the main line, and you can also, you can actually call me on my cell phone number as well. That's 918-688-8029. If you can't get any, we're closed on the weekends, so if you do call on the weekends and you don't get, and it goes directly to voicemail. If you want to reach me on the weekends, and also I want to reiterate, on the weekends I'm available probably 75% of the time.
Wow!
If people call me and can't get here during Monday through Fridays, which it's a large segment of society because they work.
Right.
I usually set more than one appointment on a Saturday to come out and meet somebody.
Yeah.
And usually when people drive all the way out here, they're sincere and they're going to get something. So I'll meet you. And if you want to come out, but the key is to go look at the website. We use that as a guide for people to look at equipment.
But they can actually get a better deal on the website.
No, they actually get a better deal if they call.
No, than on the website is what I said.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they see something on the website, and they see a price range there,
right.
If they call you directly, you've got the authority because
I got the authority
to make the best deal.
Absolutely.
Some people come and I tell you what, they just they walk the vault, so to speak. They can walk and kind of cherry pick. It's treadmills, man. It's ellipticals.
Well, what's funny is we developed a website as a guide. We really did.
Right.
And I know a lot of companies out there use their website as a sales tool, and they want people to pull the trigger there like they would on Amazon or eBay or whatever.
Right.
But the truth is, there's a lot of competition in our industry. And there's a lot of websites, and there's a lot of people selling stuff. So,
but there's only one Dean.
That's right. There's only one.
And
Dean.
Don't buy twice. Don't buy the same thing twice.
That's right. Don't buy something on someone else's store or website that they probably bought from us, because
exactly
we do a lot for a lot of other dealers in the country, but we sell typically to dealers that are out of our area.
You can call this blank fitness, equipment, whatever, and we'll get it for you. We'll get it for you. And then they can hang up the phone and call you.
That's right.
Or they can come to where you actually have it here on site.
Best point made so far.
5510 South 129th East Avenue. Basically, in English, that's right off Highway 51 in Tulsa.
Right, between Broken Arrow and Tulsa, right on the borderline.
Right on the borderline there. And I tell you, man, again, to all my friends out there in the Ouachita area, you know what? You're not going to find a better deal. You're not going to find better people to get this from. Whether you have a gym, whether you go to a gym, or whether you want to put some great equipment into your home where you can get to it at any time to fit your schedule, you know you'll get the best deal with Commercial Fitness Concepts. And even when you go to www.commercialfitnessconcepts.com, you can know that you'll get even a better deal when you talk to Dean.
That's right.
Because you're what I call a consultative sales guy.
You're
more than a sales. You're the general manager, but you consultative. So you're not going to sell people something they don't need.
You know, it's funny. I tell people that all the time when I meet them. The first thing I do when I greet you at the door usually is I say I get a feeling for what you're looking for,
right?
And then I try to disarm you right away to make you realize that I'm not going to. I mean, it's pretty overwhelming. You see how big that warehouse is, and people come in here, and if someone comes in here and says they just want an elliptical, they're saying, well, you have 500 ellipticals out there. How do I get to, the one I want? And that's when within 2 or 3 minutes, I question you and I kind of get an idea of what you're looking for. And then we don't waste any time. I consult you, just like you said.
Right.
I make sure that I find out whether if you have a bad knee or bad ankles.
Right.
If you want a full body cross trainer versus just a lower body cross trainer.
Right.
You want what your budget is, space constraints.
Right.
I mean, all those things I'll ask you within 2 minutes, and within 2 minutes I'll have you right to your elliptical.
Kind of like a fitness equipment doctor.
Kind of like a fitness equipment guy.
You listen and you give the diagnosis.
There you go. And then I prescribe your
prescribe the best deal. Well, that's really, man. And now that you've become a dear friend, I'm just proud of you. I've seen you in action. I've heard you talk to people. It's not about you don't have a certain quota. You just want to help people.
Yeah,
but in
no
the
pressure.
process,
no pressure approach.
No, but in the process of being honest, in the process of effectively diagnosing someone's health situation to take them from point A to point B, you recommend to them things within their budget.
Yeah. Right.
Because that in the long haul, you want their kids and their grandkids coming to Commercial Fitness Concepts to get their fitness equipment.
This is about making lifelong friends and helping people for a lifetime. And I have had over the many years we've been doing this, I've had sold to families.
Right.
Sold to one family member and then wind up selling to the entire family member, and then it's gone off to their family, their friends, and word of mouth's the best advertisement in the world.
It is. It is. But although you're getting out there a lot.
Right.
I mean, you can't type in Dean Navaab.
No.
Or you can't type in Commercial Fitness Concepts and not see an icon.
I still need as much exposure as I possibly can get.
Yeah.
But what my best business card is what I do for you here. Once I get you in the building, then I get you hooked for life. I like to tell people that we're a family here.
Yeah.
And once you buy equipment from me, you become a family member for me, and you can call me at any time. And then honestly, Brent, look how close you and I become over this period of time. And I do have people that I've sold equipment to that I've become friends with just because of, like you said, the fitness.
Well, your clients become your friends.
My clients become my friends.
And that's always a good thing. And as we kind of go this next level, number one, people out there, you got to get in shape. You got to get in shape. You can't depend on pharmaceuticals. You can't depend. You can't depend on that. I'm not saying that's bad, but number one, you got to get in shape. That's the need.
Right.
Secondly, I got a solution for you. You need to either get involved in a gym, or if you have a crazy lifestyle, you're working a lot, you need to get your own piece of equipment in your home, or you're not going to do it.
Absolutely.
Thirdly, I want to present to you the source, and that is Commercial Fitness Concepts, where you're going to get a good deal. You're going to have a good consultation from someone who uses the equipment. I hate it when a fitness instructor comes up to me wanting me to hire them, and they're out of shape.
Right.
Well, you're in shape, and you use the gear. Okay.
I'll tell you another thing is, over the years, I've actually taken a lot of this gear back home, and I'm a real.
You test it out.
Yeah, my familiarity with it is I've owned it at some point. And it's crazy because the guys that work here have to take the equipment in and out of my house, and they get kind of mad at me.
Well, but what better way to learn it? You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I have a higher success rate selling something that I've owned because I can get on there and go, hey, I know all about this.
You know how it feels, how it looks.
Right.
So the need is you got to get in shape. The solution is you got to get your own gear or get involved where they have gear. But most likely, you know what? If you're getting up early, you need to have your own gear. Thirdly, the place is Commercial Fitness Concepts with Dean Navaab. Fourthly, is the price. Unapologetically, you're going to get the best price.
Absolutely. You bet. And, the best way to do it is to come out here and see us. I mean, like you just mentioned, for the Arkansas area, I mean, if you just want to spend a little bit of time jumping in a car and ride out here, I'll make it worth your while.
Right.
You'll save the amount of money that you think you're going to wind up paying on the machine. We'll pay for the gas and the trip out here. the savings is there.
Well, there's also the reason to act now. The holidays are coming.
Right.
You definitely want to get involved into making a trip up here. I mean, you're going to see dumbbells. You're going to see, you're going to see ellipticals. You're going to see treadmills. You're going to see so many different things. Just walking, and it changes all the time. You got to move
everything.
Stuff. You are, and you're going to see the most famous names, highest quality of names for a reason. Again, you have so much turnaround with all this equipment. It's coming in, it's coming out. That you're motivated to get rid of it, but you're also motivated to make clients and friends and lifelong referrals.
Also, I want to get the point across. If you can't get here to actually see the equipment, you can call me and I can get you as many visuals as you want of individual units. A lot of people want to see exactly what they're buying. Mm-hmm. You call me and I can take some really good pictures, videos, whatever.
Well, you're on eBay too, and you're on Craigslist.
Right.
And I'm just thinking, you know what? Why sit there and search for hours? Why not just go to the place that's putting out most of those Craigslist listings with all the various types of gear? I would dare say that it's Commercial Fitness Concepts that has the widest selection on site. And they can come here directly. Kind of, I would call it your fitness equipment warehouse.
It is your fitness equipment warehouse, and
yeah.
And as you mentioned, how things change daily, they do.
Yeah.
And it's funny because people come out here and they see something and they're trying to make a decision on whether to buy it or not. And I said, well, give us a week. And I say, well, you know what? It may not be here a week from there. And they'll come back a week later and it's gone. I said, it sold the next day.
Oh, yeah.
And but the good news is the trucks are pulling up every day. Mm-hmm. And as you can see right now, we're running out of space. So we need to move some equipment, guys. So, get out here. I'll make you a great deal. It's a good time right now to get a good deal on
Okay,
on
let me put you on the spot, Dean.
Yes.
For Arkansas customers, what is a percentage of a deal they can get if they listen to this show and they call in and they just mention, Dean, I heard you on the radio?
Oh, it's an instant 5% discount.
At least a 5%.
At least a 5% discount.
And that adds up whenever.
Sure, when you're looking at a unit that costs a couple $1,000s, absolutely.
Wow.
You bet. And that could be, we can also, that could be, once you get out here, depending on what you're looking at.
I know what you do, though. What you do is you always work with people within their budget.
Absolutely.
I mean, you always make it work.
Well, yeah, and here's the greatest thing is we have equipment in all different manufacturers and age genres and conditions, and that's how we price things. So everything at one time was I'll give you an example. A treadmill has always been around $5,500 to $7,000 brand new, right? So the 10-year-old treadmill that I could sell you for $1,000, that's still at one point was $7,000, $6,000 when it was brand new. So all the quality, all the different age groups of treadmills that we had at one time were the high end that costed $7,000. So they're all commercial grade. So we do have them. 100% commercial grade treadmills that will meet everyone's budget.
What's really cool too is the most expensive thing to replace on a treadmill, or one of the most expensive things, is the actual belt. But you guys do that when you refurbish anyway.
Yeah, when we refurbish, we replace the belts, the decks, the dry belts. We make sure that there's new brushes in the motors. Every operable part, basically on a treadmill, moving part is either replaced or made sure that it doesn't need to be replaced. I mean, we're in the service and clean process, we do the same thing, except we don't put new belts, new decks.
Right.
But let me reiterate: you do not have to buy a refurbished unit when you come out here and you see these units coming off of lease, and they've already been refurbished before they came off of lease. So these major health club chains are leasing this equipment, and every 3 to 5 years are rotating this equipment. Well, a lot of times they have a good service plan during their leasing period, and they're replacing parts as needed. So before they come off of a lease, they may have just got their new belts and new decks and new drive belts. So when we're getting them in, already refurbished.
Right.
And I get to show you that, guys. This isn't just something you're hearing from me on your program here or on the phone. My best way to get someone to sell is to get someone to come out here.
Right.
Once I get you out here and I show you and say, hey, look, make your comparisons, side-by-side comparisons on different manufacturers.
Right.
And I can show you, hey, this belt's got 90% of its tread life. Do you really need to refurbish it?
Yeah.
You want to save $700? yeah, boom. So
You know, it truly is amazing too. And when you go to commercialfitnessconcepts.com, you know, you can see pictures of the warehouse. You know, chances are though it's going to be different inventory by the time, you know, if you wait too long because you got to act now. But you know, one time you actually recently I was in the Ouachitas. It's so beautiful around there, Dean. It's unbelievable. And I would hold my camera up, a high definition camera, and what I was seeing through the camera didn't even compare to what I was seeing in real life. And that's really how it is here. It's overwhelming. A picture doesn't do justice. You got to come to the warehouse. There's no place with this type of selection, with this large amount of square feet, with all this great equipment that's closer than Commercial Fitness Concepts, the largest warehouse in the Midwest, your fitness equipment warehouse. And I know, you know, honestly, no flattery intended, I know you're not going to find a better person to deal with than Dean Nabob.
hey, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You come here at least, 4 times a month?
Yeah.
How often does it change? How many times?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
You look out there, man, and it's just jam packed. It's, you know,
But you know,
it's overwhelming.
I mean, you know, you've been coming here for a long time, and you have seen the growth.
Oh, yeah.
You have firsthand seen the growth, and I always say, Brian, go out there and look out there and see, you know, how much different it is now.
Oh, yeah.
And does it freak you out when you go out there?
It is.
Yeah.
You remember Star Wars series?
Yeah.
And there's a scene where there's that huge, wide warehouse area, and there's all those stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Well, these are kind of good stormtroopers, but nonetheless, that's what it looks like. I mean, you got a good thing out there, and it is overwhelming. But it's very exciting too. So you know what? Hey folks, the bottom line is, you know, you got to get in shape. You know, you need to do something about it now, especially you know, in the situation that we're looking at with the healthcare issues. You're getting older. Why not get better? Why not get better when you get older? And the
that's
best
a
place
great
to
way of
start,
looking at it.
you know, in addition to that diet, is to start a new tradition of getting your body in shape for the days ahead, sharpening your mind, you know, making some new friends, and starting some healthy lifestyles that will last for generations. So Dean Nabob of CommercialFitnessConcepts.com. Man, thanks for being on the show, and I look forward to hearing about people calling you, because really, this truly is the best thing in the Midwest. Your fitness equipment warehouse, CommercialFitnessConcepts.com with Dean Nabob.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank
being
you,
on the
sir.
show, man.
You betcha.